Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain quiet for the minute of silence.
Good morning, Chantilly. I'm Rachel Gunn.
I'm Rachel Dadu. Today is Friday, September 7th, 2018.
And here are your morning announcements. Today is a B-Day. Monday is an A-Day with LS 1 and 2.
Field hockey plays against McLean at home today. JV at 6 and varsity at 7:30.
Varsity football plays away at Herndon today at 7.
There will be a cross-country meet this Saturday at Burke Lake Park at 8 a.m.
The concession stand in the gym lobby will be opening next Monday, September 10th. It will remain open every Monday through Thursday from 2:55 to 3:20.
Here's a message from the administration about Chantilly's dress code.
Good morning. I'm Laura Totoro, Dean of Students.
And I'm Zach Winfrey, Assistant Principal of Subschool 2.
We're going to be talking to you today about the dress code from the SRNR. All students are expected to dress appropriately for the educational environment. Any clothing that interferes or disrupts the educational environment is unacceptable. Clothing with language or images that are vulgar, discriminatory, or obscene, or clothing that promotes illegal or violent conduct such as gang symbols, the unlawful use of weapons, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, or drug paraphernalia, or clothing that contains threats is prohibited.
Clothing should fit, be neat and clean, and conform to standards of safety, good taste, and decency. Clothing that exposes private areas or an excessive amount of bare skin is prohibited. Examples of prohibited clothing include, but are not limited to, sagging or low-cut pants, tube or halter tops, studded or chain belts, clothing constructed of see-through materials, and head coverings unless required for religious or medical purposes. A principal may provide additional examples to his or her school community. Discussion about dress code violations shall be held privately and maintain the dignity of the student.
Parents of students requiring accommodation for religious beliefs, disabilities, or other good causes should contact the principal. Students not complying with this code will be asked to cover the non-compliant clothing, change clothes, or go home. Repeated infractions will result in disciplinary action. Please see your principal if you have any questions.
This summer saw a lot of blockbuster films. Here are the movie dudes with a closer look on what they thought the summer's best movies were.
Hello Chantilly, I'm Colton Anderson.
And I'm Josh Bowers.
And we are the Movie Dudes. Today we are reviewing some of the best movies of the summer. Written and directed by genius comedian Bo Burnham, 8th Grade follows the story of a 13-year-old struggling with everyday problems. This realistic interpretation of real struggles of everyday 8th grader leaves viewers nostalgic of their middle school days. This emotional masterpiece evokes tears and laughter as the main character, Kayla, fights to rebuild her image as she wraps up her 8th grade year and moves into high school. Although 8th grade excels in these areas, the film is cliched at times, taking the viewers out of the story. 8th grade earns a score of 4 out of 5.
Starring the same superpowered family as the original film that was released 15 years ago, Incredibles 2 acts as if the film never skipped a beat. It tells the story of the Parr family trying to stop the new villain, the Screenslaver, while simultaneously dealing with the hardships of being superheroes in times where they had to hide their identities. The animation in Incredibles 2 is interesting and colorful, with a star-studded cast featuring appearances from the fan-favorite Frozone, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson. The film was well worth the wait and earns itself a rating of 4.25 out of 5.
Spike Lee original movie Black Klansman produces one of the most heart-wrenching and comedic movies of the summer. Based on a true story about Ron Stallworth, the first black officer of the Colorado Police Department. The movie follows his journey through the inner workings of the KKK and the relationship that exists between racial identity and the American dream. The film features a star-packed cast including Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington, and Adam Driver. Although the movie is set in the 70s, the movie is incredibly relevant to the current state of America. A solid and thought-provoking movie about how Americans deal with race, Black Klansman earns a score of a 4.5 out of 5.
Directed by Morgan Neville, Won't You Be My Neighbor tells the story of Fred Rogers, the host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, one of the most beloved TV shows of the 20th century. Emphasizing themes of compassion and limitless imagination, this documentary shows why Fred Rogers was able to leave such a lasting impact on children's lives. This heartwarming movie was one of the best of the summer, and is very deserving of a rating of 4.75 out of 5. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Josh Bowers.
And I'm Colton Anderson, and we are the Movie Dudes.
Thanks, Movie Dudes.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Chantilly. This has been Rachel Gunn,
And Rachel Dadu, reminding you to stay positive and have a great day.
and we'll see you next week.